were going to do it through some other resources, and then all of a sudden, it just fell into my lap. A celebrity stylist this time. See, that's the thing about God. You may think of a dream, but He dreams even bigger for you. So I'm so excited to welcome this next celebrity fashion stylist. She's down for everyone. Tyrese, Dawn Richard, Keyshia Cole, so many different people, and she's about to lay the fashion style here on KEMPIRE Radio's TKI. Please welcome for the very first time, Olori Swank is in the building.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
First, Olori, can we just jump into your hair? That promo picture that we've been posting.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, my goodness. First of all, the ladies were like, oh, my God, I love her hair. I wish I had hair so I could do that.
Well, my hair is actually a funny story. It started off as an accident. I never wanted blue hair.
Oh.
I wanted pink hair with purple highlights. And when the lady got done, my hair was blue, and I was devastated. This was probably like 6 years ago. I was so hurt. I cried. And there was nothing I could do about it. And it just kind of stuck.
And you made it your own.
Yeah. Well, what happened was I left the hair salon with red eyes. And everyone was like, oh, my God, your hair, it's awesome. I love it. And I was like, what? You guys like it? Okay, I'll keep it. And I've had it ever since.
And it's so funny. It's so funny you said that because you see so many people doing, the color hair and blue and things like that now, and you were doing that 6 years ago. Look at you setting trends.
Yeah, like when I did it, no one had it, and I think that actually is what made me even more nervous because I had never seen it before, and I was like, what is going on? I can't walk around looking like this. But everyone loved it, and it's become my thing, and I embrace it. It's my swank glue.
Drop a bomb on that. If you guys just tuned in, it's Olori Swank. First of all, Olori, I mean, I mentioned a couple of people that you've been working with in fashion and things like that. But first of all, how did this begin for you? Because, so many people want to, I'm a stylist. I could do this. I could do that. I could dress that person up. I mean, how did you break into it? And is it that easy?
Just like my hair, me styling wasn't something that I planned to do either. I had actually just graduated from the University of Georgia and decided to take a year break in between graduating with a bachelor's degree and going to med school.
Wow.
And in that year, I met Mem Pitts, who was the VP of A&R at Jive Records at the time, and me and him became really close. He was like a mentor and a brother to me. And he came to one day and he said, hey, I just signed this artist, and I want you to style her. And my first response to him was, I don't do hair. I didn't even know what a stylist was. And he said, you know what, just dress her how you dress. And that one opportunity turned into me going on tour with her and traveling with her. And I said to myself, I really love this. I'm good at this. I think I can do this. And then the hard part started, which was learning the actual business. Because a lot of people think that getting clients and getting clothes and putting the clothes on people is the hard part. The hard part is learning what an EIN number is when the record label is like, hey, we need you to fill out this W-9. So, yeah, so I mean, I've basically everything that I've done thus far, I've kind of learned through trial and error. I wasn't privileged enough to intern or assist anyone, so I've kind of had to learn from my mistakes along the way, which luckily I haven't had too many major ones. Thank God for that. But yeah, like that's how I got started. I've been doing it ever since, and I love it. And I feel like that was my calling, and God kind of put me in that place to where it's like, this is what you're gonna do, and just keep working, and I'll make sure you're good.
I think it's so powerful. You just never know what your calling is until you try something.
Very true.
But how does your parents feel, Ms. Med student?
Oh my goodness. Talking about the parents. My dad was devastated. He was not having it. He was like, what do you mean you're going to be a fashion stylist? And I kind of got away with it by telling them, I'm going to go to med school. And another year would pass. And are you starting school this semester? And I'd say, I just need one more. And one turned into 2 and turned into 3 and turned into 4. And it just kind of got to the point where they realized I wasn't going back to medical school and that I actually enjoyed what I was doing and that I was good at it. So now they're very accepting. Like they love it. They're excited. My mom talks about it all the time, like how all moms do. But at first it was a what do you mean? Like this isn't even a real job. You're going to be a doctor. Stop playing.
Did you ever have a moment where you said, "Oh my goodness, I've made it"?
To be honest, I don't think I have those moments. I have a surreal moment every day. Like if I'm in the mall and someone walks up to me and they're like, "Hey, I follow you on Instagram. I think you're awesome." Or if someone random comes up to me and they're like, "I love your work." I'm like, "You know who I am? This is weird." Yeah, so I have one of those moments every single day, but I just feel really blessed to have this opportunity because so many people want to do what I do. So I don't really feel like, oh my gosh, I made it. Like I'm just living in the moment and enjoying what I'm doing.
Most definitely. Olori, as you just said, so many people want to do what you do. What do let's get inside your head. When let's say, because I know you've been working with Keyshia Cole. When you work with an artist like Keyshia Cole, what goes through your mind when you say, I'm going to style this person?
Before I start styling anybody, I do a ton of research on them. I try to find every single picture, every single press opportunity, anything that they've ever done. And I look and I see what I like. I always pick my favorite images, and then I pick the ones that I hate. And I study those images. I'm like, why do I hate this? Why do I feel like this isn't like a 10? And I make sure I stay away from those things. And I take those gems, the things that I did like, and I just continue to build on those and focus on those and make sure that that's what the public sees. So it's a lot of research involved. And then, of course, I add my creativity to it. But I try to learn that person. Every client is different, so you can't dress everyone the same. And everyone is doing something different. Their personalities are different. And I like for people to feel comfortable. I don't just want to drastically take someone from what they're doing to something completely different because the uncomfortability will read in their music. It'll read in their performances and stuff like that. So just like any relationship where you start off getting to know that person and then you grow and then you can get more edgy and you can start playing around, that's how I go about it with my client.
Have you had a situation, say like working with like a Keyshia Cole or a Tyrese or whatever it may be, where they have their own opinion when it comes to their styling? Do you have that or do they give you freedom to do whatever?
I mean, the way I see it is everyone is always going to have their own opinions about themselves because they're comfortable with themselves. And I put myself in other people's position. If I went to a new hairstylist tomorrow and they told me, you know what, blue hair is done and your hair needs to be yellow, of course I'm going to freak out about it. Whether she's right or wrong, blue is what I'm used to. So I try to make sure that I take into consideration what it is that makes them comfortable because in order for you to sell a look, you have to be that look. And if you don't believe in it, then it's pointless. No one cares how dope it looks. So I take everyone's, like, what they love and what they hate. I take that into account when I begin styling them.
I mentioned a couple of your clients. Can you tell us any fun stories about, let's say, because I know you were doing some promo with Keyshia. What was that experience like?
Working with Keyshia is always fun. People don't really get to see the real Keyshia. Her and I were actually just talking about this yesterday. Keyshia should have been a comedian. Y'all see her as this fabulous singer. Like, she is probably one of the funniest people on the face of this planet. So just being around her, it's always joking, it's practical jokes. I mean, it's awesome. We have a lot of fun. Like, we do social cam videos. We try to let the fans see the behind the scenes of what we're doing. I mean, I think she posted an Instagram picture yesterday of her hairstylist, who is part of the glam team, falling out of a chair. And we do things like that. We were stuck in an airport in Connecticut one time, and she ordered all of this food that she planned on eating by herself. And I took a picture and tagged it, "Hoes be like a light snack." And that's the type of stuff that we do. So, I mean, it's always a blast. And I'm sure as time goes on, y'all will begin to see more and more of the funny things that happen on our tours and promo runs and all that good stuff.
Is there a particular artist or actor, celebrity, or someone that you would love to style?
I mean, I don't even think like that. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I've been blessed to style so many people already,
Mm-hmm.
and God is just working so amazingly that I don't want to limit myself to saying I want to work with X, Y, and Z. I'm just waiting to see who he brings me next.
Mm. Amen, Lord, up in here. Lori, first of all, I mean, you've worked with so many people. We just mentioned Keyshia Cole, Tyrese, Storm Richard. Who else have you've worked with, and what has that experience been like? Like, what have you learned from these different artists?
Ooh. Well, let's start with Donald Glover, a.k.a.
Mm.
Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
He is a funny situation because he's a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a huge fan base, especially overseas. So in
Yeah.
like Sweden and Amsterdam, he actually just left for Australia this morning. But in addition to him being a well-known rapper, he's also a well-known actor on NBC on a show called Community.
Mm-hmm.
And then in addition to that, he's a well-known comedian who has an hour special on Comedy Central.
Wow.
So a lot of times people don't understand that he's actually the same person. They think it's three different people. So that's always an interesting dynamic when trying to work with, especially when I'm going to go pull or I'm reaching out to different designers and brands. They're like, who? And I'll send a picture and they'll say, oh, that's the guy from this. It's never, whatever I say, it's never the person who they know him for. So that's always funny. And then I work with a lot of professional athletes. They're fun as well. Guys in general, I found, are easier to style just because all they want are the newest Jordans, no pair of loafers. Like, it's just easy. If you tell them to put it on, they'll put it on. You don't have to worry about their hips being too wide or them not being happy with their waist this month. So, I mean, I have a ton of different stories because I work with a wide range of people, but those are the two that just kind of pop out to me right now.
And you just mentioned, styling men. You know, is there someone in it could be an athlete, it could be a singer that you feel like it just has a real great sense of fashion right now, has a real great sense of style?
Chad Ochocinco.
Oh my goodness, I was just thinking him in my head.
Yes, Chad is always fly. Chad Scott Disick, he's always fly as
Wow,
well.
yes.
I mean, there are so many well-dressed men in the world. So, yeah, Chad comes to mind first, Scott Disick second, but they're both super dope.
What about females?
Females. I like Daphne Guinness, which a lot of people don't even know who Daphne Guinness is, but I love Daphne Guinness. I like Rihanna's style, and I think what I like most about it is you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And she changes it up so much, but she keeps it really, really exciting. So even if you don't like what she had on yesterday, 9 times out of 10, you'll like what she had on the next day. Like, she shows a wide range of what you can really do with fashion. I like that.
Most definitely. Olori, if you guys just tuned in, it's a celebrity fashion stylist, Olori Swank here. Olori, you have so many different projects that you're working on. You're not just doing, styling for celebrities. You have so many other things. Can you just mention a couple other things that you're working on?
Whew, okay. I have my workshops that I do. A lessoninSwank.com for anyone who's interested. But I feel like when I wanted to be a stylist, there were no resources out there for me to figure it out whatsoever. You can go on Google today still and Google how to be a fashion stylist, and there's not enough information. And I felt like for the people who are out there who don't have the opportunity to intern for someone or assist for someone who really, really want to learn the true ins and outs of the business, the things that you can't learn in fashion school, I wanted to be able to give that back to them. So I started this workshop series where I teach them about the business, the fundamentals of fashion, and we even do like a real photo shoot with models and hairstylists and makeup artists and photographers and all that good stuff. And I'm really building on that this year.
Mm-hmm.
I do it in Atlanta. I did one online, my first online one a couple weeks ago, but I want to visit a couple different cities this year because every time I do it in Atlanta, everyone else is jealous and angry and mad at me. So I'm going to try to expand that this year. I also have my online store, which is shopoloriswank.com. I'm expanding that as well. I just have a lot of things that I'm working on. But those are the two main ones that I want to talk about right now because I don't believe in talking about things before I do them. I would much rather show people than tell them.
Yeah.
So I'll leave y'all with those two for now.
Okay, Olori. Olori, so we have a lot of men and women that listen to the show, but we also have a lot of up and coming artists. Any quick tips for an artist that's trying to create their image?
For artists trying to create their image, I say find the look that you're comfortable with because we work in an industry and we actually live in a world where everyone wants to tell you how to be you. So if you don't learn yourself, you can easily start to look very confused and your whole image can be confusing because everyone wants to tell you what's right. So I think find what it is within yourself that makes you most comfortable and makes you feel most like you and just build on that versus being all over the place because we can tell when there's confusion going on in the ranks. So, yeah, I would say just figure out what it is that you feel makes you and stick to that and build on that versus just hopping around all the time.
Most definitely. And now for the average old men and women that listen to the show, what are some things that we should be on the lookout for in 2013 when it comes to fashion trends?
Well, leather has been really, really big thus far, and it's not going anywhere. So leather pieces, leather jackets, leather pants, pretty much anything leather that you can find, invest in a good leather piece. I would recommend that. Black and white is actually big for 2013. So black and white combinations, embellished pieces, so like beaded sweaters and that types of stuff. For guys and girls, I would recommend bold stripes. Those are hot as well. And then I'm sure, ladies, you've seen those garments with little peekaboo cutouts and secret compartments and all that other good stuff. Those are going to be hot for 2013 as well.
So, Olori Swank, you're just full of knowledge.
I mean, I research a lot. This is what I do, so I want to make sure I'm the best at my craft.
What are some common mistakes that women and men make when it comes to their fashion style?
I would say fit. A lot of people don't buy clothes that fit them properly, and fit can make a world of a difference. You can go to Goodwill and buy a $2 blazer and take it to a tailor and get them to alter it for $5, and that $7 blazer will look like a $700 blazer. So I always tell everyone, make sure that your clothes fit properly. Women, make sure you're wearing the proper undergarments because that makes a difference. Just like how when you're building a house, you make sure you have a strong foundation. You want to make sure that your undergarments fit well too. And I mean, those are the most common things that I see. So I would say fit for sure.
Most definitely. Olori, we first of all, welcome to KEMPIRE Radio family because Olori will be providing daily tips here on KEMPIREradio.com. So if you want daily fashion tips from an expert, you better tune into KEMPIREradio.com. Olori Swank. Olori, where can people get more information on you and more information on the styling tips and things like that you'll be giving on your website?
Find me at OloriSwank.com. It's OLORISWANK.com. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All of my handles are at Olori Swank. I like to make it easy for y'all.
Holla. Olori, first of all, welcome to the family. And Olori will be back because, Olori, I'm going to have more, as the year goes on, trends change, different seasons. So we got to so we have to have Olori come back, and we appreciate you so much. So many great things are coming up for Miss Olori here on KEMPIREradio.com. Olori, thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna jump into some more music, guys. Here's a new song from our girl Kelly Rowland.